Happy Friday, everyone. I'm Michelle Oliver. I'm coming to you today from the beautiful spring Colorado morning, which means sunny and warm, but also windy and chilly. I'm surrounded by so many chirping, happy spring is here birds. And I hope that all of you are feeling as joyful as all of these masses of birds are here on a Friday morning in Colorado. Um, I come to you every Friday morning, usually with Randy Hendrickson. And in 2022, the company Expitality was formed. I am one of the founders. And typically on a Friday morning, Randy and I will show up and just share some insights and lessons that we have learned from working out in the field with individuals and large organizations, everything from mom and pop to really big companies who are building businesses, developing properties in the experiential outdoor hospitality space. So we do everything from land acquisition to development to systems and training and everything in between. I mean, there's so much involved in building a business, as anyone who is probably watching this already knows. So I hope that what we share every week is helpful to you. I want to share a little bit about what I learned this week. It's very sunny out here, but I wanted to get out of the house, so I hope that's not distracting. So this week I had the wonderful opportunity to work with 3 different businesses on a visioning session. And I have another one today, and then one on 2, one me and 2 other people that I'm working with in a coaching environment. And it's all been the week of vision, which has been really interesting because this is an area that I truly believe most people do not take the time, and they don't take it seriously enough to allow it to generate the power that it can. We have an entire systematic strategic program that we go through, and literally I'm drawing on just decades of doing this. I think the first kind of official visioning session I went through was many years ago. It was in college, actually. And then when I started working with companies like Success Motivation Institute and Pacific Institute, of course, we've all been through these, right? But typically what happens is we either go through it and then forget it, or here's something else I noticed actually just this week. I want to interject. So you could be a very large organization that is extraordinarily well funded, and you already have an idea of your vision because you've proved it to the tune of extraordinary success. We're working with several very well-known, very large organizations who already have a brand. They've already proven success in many ways. But when you enter a new space, of course, you're going to carry that brand with you, but the vision shifts. So I've seen this twice this week, actually, where you think that you can just come in with an existing vision and move eloquently and elegantly into a new space, and that you only really have to give like a token nod to the whole visioning experience. And it's just not correct. What we have found is those very organizations wind up stumbling and falling and then having to reset. So we either, if you think about it, just in life, in any area, not just business, we get to a point where either what we're doing is not working, right? And we literally crash and burn. The trauma pain motivation through pain, where we're forced, okay, we've really got to take a look at this. What matters to me? What are my values? What are my core values? What is my mission? What is my purpose? Why am I here? Who am I serving? The whole thing. And then strategically develop a strategic pathway to implementing that. That's a whole nother piece of it, but you've got to let go and go through that dreamy, childlike, creative imagination to get there. Because think about what a vision is. A vision is not looking at what's happening right now. It's looking at the possibility. It's seeing what no one else can yet see. And typically, when you are creating something, when you're an entrepreneur, you know this. Nobody else even believes that you can do it or that it's possible or real. So these visioning times are so important. And then we do have a strategy within which we constantly are looping back and revisioning and going back to this place, because you want to develop and expand in ever widening circles, right? But if you take just what's worked before and apply it to a new experience, that's fine. But I'm telling you, you're missing the boat. And it's much more powerful to go back and start with a clean slate, start with the beginner's mind, go into that arena of possibility. And I got to tell you, this is one of my favorite things to do, because then we build, this is the foundation and the platform based on, we've all heard the Simon Sinek thing, and he's amazing, but the why, the purpose, all of this, it's really very intuitive, and we all do it naturally. But to come into a setting where you're supported in this, and then you can, the weeks following, actually build all of the scaffolding from that foundation, and then come back again. And every touch point that you have with your guests or your customers or your clients then reflects your values, your purpose. And that purpose is always tied to meeting their needs at the end of the day. So it really does create much more effective and rapid momentum in any organization. It's easier to make decisions. It's, who to hire. You're not just jumping off a cliff on a wing and a prayer. You actually have a map. And I know we've all heard this a million times, just like we've all heard, eat right, go to the gym, right? But it's always in the implementation. So my question to you is, when was the last time you just totally took time out from working inside of the business, or could be inside your relationship, inside whatever part of your life, and just let go of all of your mind and allowed yourself to move into that space of creative possibility? As I was listening to Jim Lohr last night, so once upon a time, long, long time ago, I had come back to Colorado from San Francisco. I was walking away from the dance world, supposedly, and very interested in sports psychology. And I was mentored by this amazing man by the name of Peter McLaughlin. He'd just written a book. This was long ago in the 80s. He had been working with Jim Lohr, and he wrote this book called Mentally Tough. Jim had written his mental toughness book, I think 10 years before that or something, maybe 20 years before that. I don't know. But even back then, he was working with some of the most mentally tough, high performance athletes. And he would dive so deeply with these individuals into the story, right? Because we all come to every new platform with our baggage and our story. And everything, we know this now, but back then it was kind of a cutting edge thing to apply the principles of sports psychology to business. This is the beginning. I mean, we do this constantly, right? How do you visualize? It comes from your imagination, from your vision. You can't become better at anything. You can't lift a heavier weight. You can't hit the ball better. You can't run faster, leap higher, be kinder, have more skill, ability, or anything until you think about it in your mind. So, but because we have the information and it's always available and we know this, I really know this to be true, that the majority of people do not take the time and invest in themselves. Like, you're not only investing in yourself, you're investing in the possibility of what can be. You're allowing yourself the permission to dream, imagine, and vision to create your entire company. And I'm just telling you, it's the best investment. Otherwise, you're gonna have to keep backtracking and trying to figure it out. This is happening in my company right now. Like, we have to revisit, because you start out with the idea and then you encounter life and then you have to reset and come back to that. And if it's not something that you've established in your routine, you're going to get away from it, and you will, I guarantee it, then be motivated by pain. So anyway, just anyone who happens to be watching this, I hope you just take a little time this weekend, maybe with getting outside, getting in nature, somewhere where you don't have all the demands of the day. Get outside of the thinking of your business and let yourself dream a little bit. What do you want to see in this business? We think we're so original. We have one little idea and we're like, yeah, that's the idea. But then when you get into a space, you find out, oh, this was everybody's big, audacious idea. And how much bigger can I go? How much deeper can I dig to find out why I really care about this and how that's going to make a difference to the people I want to serve? Okay, God bless everyone. Have a beautiful weekend. It's truly spring here. Now all we need is like torrents of rain and some pretty flowers. And I hope that's what you're experiencing wherever you go. Go out and just do something amazing, kind, loving for someone else, and that will change the trajectory of your day. That's how it works, right? Blessings and joy.